All right, what's going on, everybody? This is Garry B. Jr., and we're going to jump right into this, understanding audio settings in FreeShow, especially as it pertains to connecting to OBS. All right, so let's talk about this. The first thing we need to understand, let's see, I'm just making sure my audio is good. You guys can hear me okay. If I were to play my audio right now in this space, I've got two cameras set up. One of them is set up for the sound coming directly from my soundboard into this microphone, into my camera. And the other one is the room audio, okay? So that's right back here. You guys can see it and hear it. And so we're gonna be just comparing the two as to how they work, how they flow, and things like that, so you can understand what I'm saying, so we can get some basics as to how this works. All right, so let's get back to some better audio. Now, here's the deal. We're going to first understand some FreeShow settings. So I'm over here in FreeShow. You can see my screen, and I've got my little intro soundtrack for my live stream. These are songs that downloaded from Artlist, I believe. All right, they're not a sponsor, but they can be if they want to, I guess. So we got this song. I've got it set up right now where it's just playing. If I go to my audio settings, it's playing through my MacBook Pro speakers here. If you can see that, right? Now, what that means is you can hear it here. Maybe. Yeah, so you can hear it a little bit. All right, so that's through my speakers on my laptop. When you're playing your service in-house, you don't need anything to come through the audio from your laptop or your computer for that matter. But what we do need is to connect our audio. Let's see here. I got a cable. So I got this audio cable. I'm going to connect this to my soundboard. All right. And this is the same soundboard that's running this microphone. All right. And this is how we typically want our audio. So I'm going to plug that up. And let's make sure it's working on this mix. All right, it should be good. Now, you got to go down to your audio settings. I'm in the audio tab. Go to audio settings, and it'll give you a toggle between these two things. But custom audio output is set up here. And I'm going to go to, it should give me an option for my headphone. It's built in. Let's see. It might be down there, but I can't see it. I'm gonna drag this up to be as big as I can get it so I don't miss anything. Okay, so we got MacBook Pro built-in speakers. All right, so we're gonna go to it being nothing, and let's see what happens. That's not what we want. So on my computer, I got the audio going through. Let's reset this. This is one thing I found is that you want to turn off the audio altogether. And I wonder if that opens up. So I got the Zoom audio device, VB, Rode, NDI, MacBook Pro speakers. It should read my headphones. I do have it plugged up. And that's what my output is set to here. So now if I play this. Okay. So I don't hear it. All right, there we go. So I just had to turn it up on my soundboard. So this is coming directly through my headphones, all right, because I have my headphones connected to, or I have an output auxiliary connected to my laptop. This is typically how you want to get the audio for your in-house to come out of your computer. So if you're playing any videos, if you're playing any music, you want a direct connection from your computer into your soundboard. And I got my monitor turned way down, so I could not hear that really good. It probably was really loud on you guys' end, so forgive me. I just don't want to hear echo too bad, but I want to make sure I can hear that it's coming out. All right, so we've got the auxiliary cord connected. You can use any kind of cord you want for that. Some people might want to use a USB. If you got a digital mixer, you can do that. But you want to make sure you have a direct connection from your laptop to your soundboard for in-house audio. Now the question comes in for your live stream. How do we make that work? So typically what you want to do for your live stream, if you're using OBS, I'm just going to talk from that perspective only. You're going to go to your settings, and whatever your output is for your live stream, I've got mine just called live stream. You click on that, and you want to enable NDI, and I've got audio option under NDI. You want to make sure that is on. All right, it defaults to off. You want to make sure that it is set to on. Okay. Now that you got that, then you want to come over. Let's see, we come back to our show. Okay. In OBS, you've got audio settings as well. This is where things get interesting, because we got this set up right now to where audio is going to go through our soundboard because we have it plugged up directly to our computer. But we also want to make sure the audio is going to come through. I got an FS live stream here. This stands for FreeShow live stream. So if I hit play, you see the little bar going up and down. That means it's playing, not just on the computer. I'll turn that down here. But it's also playing in OBS for my live stream. All right. Now, how can we test that out? So I've got my ATM share set up right now. So for in-house, you can't really hear it in terms of coming out of my computer or anything like that. So I'm going to turn that on so you guys can hear what I'm hearing out of this particular live stream here. So I'm going to turn it off. This one here, this is my mic auxiliary coming from my camera that's connected to my soundboard as an output, or to receive the signal from my soundboard. I'm going to go to my advanced audio properties, and I'm going to, let's just disable this whole thing. So I'm going to go to mute. So we'll close this, and I'm just going to click this right here. And that should mute it out. It's showing up there like that. We'll do this. I'm going to just slide it all the way off. So we won't see any of that audio playing, but we do want to make sure that we can hear the FreeShow audio. All right. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go into my advanced audio properties. And notice on the audio monitoring, this is something that's important when you're trying to monitor your audio in OBS. You can go over here and you can say monitor only, monitor and output, or just monitor off, which means it's just the output only. Okay, which means it'll come through your live stream. How do we set up this monitor, though, is the question. What is the monitor, right? So where's it coming out? So you would go into your OBS settings and go over to your audio. So my mic auxiliary audio is coming in from my USB capture card. This my camera, basically. And if I scroll down, you're going to see an option that says advanced. Under here is going to be monitoring device. And I've got my monitoring device set to my MacBook Pro speakers. If I hit this drop down, you'll see a similar menu to what we saw in FreeShow, and you can pick any output that you want. So I'm going to keep mine on MacBook Pro speakers so you can hear in-house on my camera behind me. All right. So we're going to say, okay, that's fine. I'm going to go here, the three dots. I'm going to hit advanced audio properties. Right now, FreeShow live stream monitor is off. I'm going to say monitor only. All right. So we're going to turn that on, and we'll say close. In FreeShow, I'm going to disable my audio. This is going to be an important key to this process, to testing out and making sure your audio is working. You want to disable the entire audio by clicking on basically clear audio. All right. Now I'm back in my playlist down here. When I click this, there it is. It's playing. And it's playing through my speakers here, but you can't hear that. So here we go. If I turn my speakers on. So that's how it sounds. And I can turn it up here. Let's see. So this increases the volume in my house or in my office, all right? And I can turn it up and down, okay? And so it's playing through the monitor for you guys to hear, to know that that is playing. All right. If I go over here and I pause it. So I've paused the audio. So that's how you get your audio to come out of FreeShow into OBS and how to actually monitor it. Now, I would not recommend monitoring it through the speakers on your device. Yet again, I would probably monitor it with some type of headphones connected to the computer. A lot of you all are running two separate computers, one for OBS, one for FreeShow. That makes it perfect to where your FreeShow computer is connected to your soundboard. Your OBS computer could be connected to your headphones, right? So you can monitor to make sure that your live stream audio is going out. Now, with FreeShow, there's some things you got to understand. I'm not going to call them complications or issues because it's just how it works, and we just need to understand how it works, and it'll work. If you switch your audio outputs in FreeShow without clearing this out, what ends up happening is it doesn't refresh and actually go into that new output. So let's do, for example, I'm going to do, so right now I've got it set to where it's coming directly out through my headphones, auxiliary port on my computer into the soundboard. So when I play this, I'm going to turn it back up. You all should be able to hear it. And I'm actually turn off this, I'm going to turn off the monitoring in OBS. So I'm just going to say monitor off for both of those. All right, so it's not going to play out loud. And then we'll see both of these moving. I'll unmute that. All right, so no monitors are on at OBS. But over here, we should be able to hear some audio. All right, so you guys can hear that. I can hear it, you can hear it. Now, let me turn that down. We're going to pause it. That's coming directly out of my audio settings here. Okay. And notice here, I got my external headphones back. That's what's connected. If I switch to MacBook Pro speakers, boom, switch to MacBook Pro speakers, I hit play. It's still coming out through the auxiliary headphone port. And if I switch here, we don't hear any audio. You just hear me talking. It's nothing coming out of my speakers. So let's come back. There it is. It's playing. So I'm going to stop it. I'm not going to turn the volume down on my soundboard, but I am going to clear audio. All right. Now when I play it, I'm going to turn my headphones down, or my computer speakers down because they're up pretty loud. All right. Now when I play it here, it's actually playing on my speakers. All right. That's important. All right. That's my speakers playing on my computer. You should be able to hear that. And if I want to adjust the audio for it, I can go here. And you can hear it go up and you can hear it go down. All right. So it did not work. Oh, let's go here. It didn't work until I cleared my audio. So whatever changes you make in your audio settings here, you have to clear your audio in order for them to take effect. So I'm going to go back and I'm just going to turn that off and it's going to go to my default. Okay. And then when I press play, nothing happens. Let's go clear audio and let's play it again. I expect it to come. Oh, here we go. It's coming through. Here we go. It just was low. I couldn't hear it. All right. So it's coming through the default, which is my headphone port on my computer. All right. That's going into the soundboard, which I just turned down. All right. But you have to clear this audio in order for any custom audio output changes to take place. The custom audio is mostly important for you if you are trying to get your audio out of your computer into your soundboard and or switch between hearing it from your speakers. All right. The settings and going to your outputs and turning on NDI output is important for you to be able to get your audio into OBS. All right. To test that audio, you will go to your settings and adjust your audio and go to advanced and select which monitoring device, and you can test the monitor to hear what it is, and you can set that to be your headphones on the computer that you have. All right. But audio should automatically come out when you play a video or when you play a music track or sound effects, whatever it is, in FreeShow. Based on these settings, it's going to automatically just start playing, and you should see the sound meter. So if I turn this on, you'll see your sound meter on the right side up here in the corner. And then you also, I've got it set to where it shows mine's here as well on my mixer. And I think that's always there. Yeah, I believe that's always going to show up. In OBS the same way. So let's pause this real quick. I'm going to stop it. All right. And it takes a little while because I've got a fade set up on mine. In OBS, the way that I got this audio connected was through NDI. And so I've got this FS Livestream. So if I go here to my right click on this and hit properties, this is my FreeShow NDI Livestream. Okay, so it's getting audio because I turned on the audio for it. Now, if I go to, let's see here, FreeShow. If I go to this one, I got primary FreeShow set up here. And this one, the properties are set to NDI primary. That's this particular input here. All right, so if I click on that, that's this one. Notice that there's no audio levels showing up on here. The reason for that is because if I go to my settings and I go to outputs, select primary, let's see here. Audio is here, but it is on. It shouldn't be on though. Let's see here. Why is it not coming out? Let's play something. Okay, so it's coming out. But if I didn't want that to show up, I would actually turn primary audio off. All right. So now when I play my music, it's playing. You can hear it there. But if I go back to my ATEM, you'll see it coming through on the live stream feed just fine. And if I had my monitors on, you'll be able to hear that without a problem. This is my computer here connected to my camera, or not my computer, but my soundboard connected to my camera. So if I stop talking, you'll see that the sound goes down. All right. If I turn this up, you'll see the audio coming out of there. All right. And that's just from my soundboard directly into my camera. All right. So that is the audio settings in a Garry nutshell, if that makes sense. Hopefully you got some clarity on some basics. The number one thing to remember, for me at least, is make sure if you're going to be using OBS is that you have your NDI audio on the output. So for me, it's on live stream, audio is active. I don't need it active on my primary because I'm not really trying to play audio in-house to anybody using NDI. So you can turn it off. All right. However, when I get to OBS and I activate that live stream, you should get an audio level for it automatically. Name the same exact input for your NDI, which mine is FS live stream. Then audio mixer shows FS live stream audio. All right. And so let's see if we can duplicate that. So I'm going to call this test FreeShow audio. All right, so I've got this blank scene. If I hit the plus sign here, I can go to NDI source, and I've already got my existing NDI sources here. So I'm just going to select an existing one. I'm going to select the live stream, and right now you only see the one, the audio mixer there. If I hit OK, you'll notice when I put that source in, the audio came in with it. That's what I would expect when you have NDI audio, excuse me, turned on in FreeShow. So hopefully that makes sense. I think that's a major part. The other part of this has to do with going into FreeShow, and when you're ready to, if you need to switch your audio settings, you want to go to your audio tab, go down to the audio settings, and you can literally dictate which output your computer sends the signal to. And you would just hit this drop down and pick a custom one. If you keep it at default, if you have your headphones plugged up or your auxiliary output connected to your computer, that's going to be the default. But you can route it separately and differently. But if you do change it, so I'm going to stop this audio. If you do change it, you need to make sure you clear your audio and then play. If you change it midway in the middle of a song or midway in the middle of a video, without clearing the audio first, it won't reset or trigger that new output, which is a really smart thing to where it actually stays consistent, right? Until you kind of refresh it. It's almost like the refresh here, okay? Update the output. And so let's see, let's test it out. Let's see if we start this out going here. All right, so it's coming in. And I changed this to be through NDI. Notice nothing happens. All right, still playing. But if I hit this refresh, will it do it? No, refresh didn't change it. But if I stop the audio and I go back, I didn't change anything on my soundboard, but nothing's coming out of there now. But I do have the audio coming out through the NDI virtual, which in this case, NDI audio virtual is my OBS, but it doesn't need, you don't need to set it to that for it to come out because it's tied to your output, your NDI output, because you turned on audio. All right. That's important. I just wanted to make sure you see that you can't just refresh or update the output. You have to stop or clear the audio. All right. And once you clear the audio, what ends up happening is it resets and then it allows you to go ahead and play your audio through whatever your new selected custom audio source is. In this case, I'm going to keep it at default. So that means when I unplug my headphones, it's going to come out through my speakers. If I plug in my headphone or my auxiliary port and hook it up to the monitor or the soundboard, I'm sorry, it'll come out through the soundboard. All right. That's all I got for you guys. Hopefully this blesses you and adds some clarity. Let me know if you have any questions. Talk to you later.